Hi, guys. This is the Business of Allied Health series. It's supported by CliniScribe. It's not an official podcast or anything, but it's just a way of me sharing snippets because I'm talking to practice owners every day, high performance one and ones that struggle around the lessons they can learn from other practice owners. So we have Jack O'Brien here. So I think we've seen his face around on some ads on my
Sorry
Facebook
about
every day.
that. Sorry about that.
So he's done quite, always see his face on these videos. That's inspired me to do videos too. But anyway, besides the point, one of the faces of Clinic Mastery, and he's run his own clinic in the past. And I wanted everyone to hear about his story, which is probably not often shared. So yeah, welcome, Jack. Talk to me about it.
Thanks, Barry. Great to be here. Yeah, a physio by trade. So if you're not a physio, don't hold that against me. I often joke I'm a recovering physio. So I straight out of uni into private practice. My last placement at uni was in a cardiothoracic ICU. And that
Oh,
convinced me that I never want to set foot in a hospital as a physio ever again. Straight to private practice in regional Newcastle, a little clinic with two older physios working there. And 2 years in, the owner said, "Hey, look, I'm heading towards retirement. Would you consider buying me out, buying the ownership of the clinic?" So, yep, bought the clinic at that time, single practice, old house that had been converted with two part-time older physios. And over the next 9 years, specifically in the first 4 or 5 years, we took it from one location to five, a team of 25. And I was able to come off the tools and invest some of my time in clinic mastery as well. So yeah, went from kind of new grad to clinic owner across 5 locations in a couple of years.
wow, that's amazing. So doesn't sound like it was a clinical development process during that journey, or was it?
No, I love being a physio. I mean, I'm
Yep.
still a physio.
Yep.
It's our first love, right?
All
But for
right. Yep.
me, it was a
Yep.
great progression of I got into this game because I want to help people. And so
Yes.
if I've got a team, I can help more people. And now in the work that I do day to day, it's like, how can I help more clinic owners to help more people in their community? So it's really just a different expression of wanting to help.
Nice. Great. And so this is Terrace Physio Plus. Is that still
Correct.
existing today?
It was acquired by another local clinic, and so they've since absorbed it into their own brand and their own
Yep.
name. So I'll let them publicize themselves. So the name itself doesn't exist, but this was
Okay.
sort of 2013, 2014, early days of Facebook. I actually had a memory pop up on Facebook the other day of some of the content and the videos that we were creating back then before Meta ads had really taken off, or Google ads, and probably really lent into the content and the paid marketing to grow
Oh,
ourselves at
wow.
that point, which
Yep.
worked really well for new clients and for recruitment also.
So did you have a mentor or mentors during that period?
Yeah, I did have I'll say generic business coach that I'd connected with through my church who was wonderful for the first little while. And then I was actually a client of Clinic Mastery.
Oh,
Like
wow. Okay.
I think I was client number 6 or 7 or something like that. And Ben Lynch was my coach
Yes.
for a while. And after a few months of wonderful work together, they invited me in to be one of the 4 founding team members of Clinic Mastery ultimately.
Yep. And what was your personal biggest early challenge, like setting up the first clinic?
Yeah, look, there's a litany. I think being young was a real challenge that doesn't
Yep.
get spoken about a lot. Young, ambitious, early career physios having to negotiate relationships with experienced 5, 10, 15 year out physios. That was a real challenge. And then learning the ins and outs of business, right? We just don't learn business skills at uni. It's a skill that you have to learn and teach yourself outside. So marketing and cash flow and tax, all of those things. But I think specifically the age thing was one that really stood out for me of young, ambitious, but are people still looking down on you because you look like
Yeah.
you're in your early 20s? That was
How
a
did you
real,
manage that specifically?
I grew a big beard.
Really? Strategically, big beard.
I did strategically grow a beard
Oh,
for that
wow.
reason.
Love that. I love
But
it.
probably one way that worked
Yeah.
well for me was creating partnerships with folks who are further down the journey, like kind of having that humble approach of I don't know everything, but I can work alongside folks who have some credibility,
Oh,
more years in the game. I was very comfortable hiring folks older than me, a couple of years or even a decade or two older, and how can we work together and bring our own strengths? So really leaning into that, not letting it, not being a reason or excuse to shy away, but finding a way around it.
oh, that's fantastic. That's a great tip for new grads out there too, yeah, not
Yeah, I think so. There's so many strengths that someone
Yeah,
early in their career can bring. That they're probably tech forward. They're leaning into AI and
right.
CliniScribe and all those new opportunities that Gen
Yeah,
Zers will be across. There's also incredible value in connecting with those who with a few more years of experience under their belt and collaborating together.
great. And what helped you grow your practice most? Was it the ads, the social media ads, that was your strategic advantage at the time?
Yeah, I would say
Or
content more broadly. So
content? Yep.
using paid to amplify the content, but
Yep.
not being afraid to get in front of a camera. I remember early on, I hired a young videography student from university for, it was, I don't know what, it wasn't
Mm.
much. And we filmed 50 small videos. We'd call them reels these days, but we filmed 50 small videos in a day and published 2 of those a week for the next 6 months. And getting in front of the camera and getting comfortable with the selfie stick. And yeah, sure, your friends and your family will have a bit of a laugh at you at a barbecue on the weekend,
Yeah.
but it built such credibility with our community. We built trust and we built brand that ultimately the community knew us, they liked us, and they trusted us. And they would come to the clinic not because of me, but because of the presence of the clinic, the brand of the clinic
Oh,
that we built.
wow. Yeah, that's a very interesting point there. And what's one key metric? I know you're a great coach these days at Clinic Mastery. What's one key metric should you be measuring in a successful allied health business apart from, as I said earlier, like PVA and
Yeah, well, if you take PVA off the table,
yeah,
though it is a really good metric. I
yeah,
think it depends. I guess if you want to look at the individual therapist and how they're tracking, combine rebooking rates and cancellation rates. So that as a comparative benchmark is really interesting. You can rebook, a therapist can rebook at 95%, but if they've also got a 30% cancellation rate, then it's null and void. And vice versa, if you're only rebooking at 50%, but your cancellation's at 0, there's an opportunity. So I would say that would be, I know that's not the exact answer you're after, but that would be my answer. Look at rebooking and cancellation
yeah.
in partnership.
And is that related to treatment plans and things or
Correct. Yeah.
yeah,
So a
yeah,
rebooking rate is a reflection of,
yeah.
do you as a clinician have confidence in the next step of a client's journey?
Okay.
And so often, especially early career therapists are great at the first phase of care, getting people out of pain and getting their mobility back. But do we have confidence in the second and third phase of care and this idea of lifetime partnership in optimizing someone's health? We want to be able to have, Baz, I have this confidence in my skills, and I wish every physio would have a confidence that I could see someone and help them to be better. Whether they've just come out of surgery or whether they're an elite athlete, every human has the opportunity to improve their physical health and performance. And so why wouldn't I rebook them? Why wouldn't I help to progress their strength or physical capacity or function? It absolutely comes back to treatment planning and having a vision for those clients' health and physical performance.
And do you do this through physical treatment plans or do you create visualization
I
things
think
or what I'm seeing work?
we have to communicate, right?
Yeah,
So often physios and all health professionals,
right.
dentists, osteos, etc.
Yeah,
We have it in our brain and we get CliniScribe to put it in our notes of SOAP. Yeah, we have a
yeah,
plan. Every note
yeah,
has a plan, but we
yeah.
fail to communicate that to the patients. And then we wonder why patients go home and chat GPT or Claude their problems. It's because we haven't done our duty of care, educating them in what's right for them. So look, some patients and some clinics will thrive with email or digital communications. Some will do it with printouts and graphics, and some will do it more research based with
Right.
references. It doesn't matter how you do it, but you need to communicate with your clients and
Yeah.
get their buy-in according to their goals.
I really appreciate that point that there's no one way of doing it. And like this
Your
big,
way, your
yeah,
clinic will stand out or build its own brand or reputation based on how you communicate it. So maybe
yeah,
that's video, maybe it is images and graphics or
yeah.
reference journal articles. And that's the beauty of CliniScribe, right? Is you can kind of customize how it spits these things out so that you can communicate in your way and in a way that
Yeah.
speaks to the patient.
Absolutely love that. It's a good point there. So what's one kind of lesson you've learned running a clinic or something that, as I said it before, like you haven't seen on social media that sometimes you wouldn't say publicly?
You're going to get me in
But
trouble.
no, again, you'll get hopefully it'll become viral. And then everyone joins up with
We've been
clinic
saying a
mastery.
few controversial things over on the CM
Yeah,
podcast
yeah,
as well,
yeah.
actually.
Have you?
Look, what would I say?
Yeah.
I would say that business isn't a secret source X factor. It's not that you've got it or you don't. It is a learnable, transferable skill and a practice. So healthy and successful businesses aren't because the founder has some wonderful DNA that the rest of us don't have. It's because they've executed relentlessly and they've found and practiced the skills over and over. So business is a skill, and you can work towards success if you are willing to work and embrace the meritocracy that is our healthcare system.
Excellent. All right. Lastly, tell us about Clinic Mastery. I heard you had a very successful event recently. And who's your ideal client? And for these practice owners who probably the majority of our audience, what would you like them to know about Clinic Mastery today in 2006 and beyond?
Yeah, 2026.
26, no, 2000, sorry, 2026.
Recording in the past.
Oh, no.
Look, we love helping clinic owners to amplify their impact and build clinics for good. We work with clinic owners who aren't consumed by the finances and money. Yeah, there's a commercial reality to what we do, but for clinic owners that love what they do, love building, leading inspired teams who really want to optimize their client experiences. Specifically, we help clinics to fill their books, grow their team, and optimize their operations with things like CliniScribe. But if a clinic owner wants to learn that skill of growing your clinic and ultimately wants to build a clinic for good that makes great impact, that's who we work with, that's who we help, and we love to make magic together.
Fantastic. And what would the difference between joining you guys versus, say, joining a support network like a franchise, for example?
Yeah, look, I think franchises can be good, right? Everything can work. And so it's for the clinic owner, it's thinking, what could work for you? Where do you feel most aligned values? Where do you see results that you want to emulate? Where do you as a clinic owner have the highest degree of confidence that your support network, whether it's us or franchise or ChatGPT, do you have the highest degree of confidence that your values align, that they can get results that are proven historically and will work in your specific situation?
Fantastic. Thanks for your time. So reach out. There's a lot of content out there from you guys. So reach out to Jack. He's a super nice guy. They run a lot of free events and inexpensive events as well, which I'm in the email list too. So yeah, if you want to taste the flavor of what they do.
Yeah, we'd love to help. We just love helping clinic owners. Yeah, get in touch. Instagram is a great place to send us a DM, or you can email me directly, jack@clinicmastery.com.
Fantastic. And you guys don't just deal with allied health, correct?
Yeah, correct. It's allied health, doctors, dentists. Even got a few vets on the list.
Oh, wow.
So yes, certainly allied health, doctors, dentists.
Thank you. All right. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
See you.